you know, this will have everything here. The dispatchers, like I said, there'll be 7 computer screens and 2 keyboards.
Yeah.
And they'll pretty much, the telephone, the radios, the records management system, the alarm panel, everything will be right in front of them on those screens. And there's a system there and a system there, so there's redundant systems. And then back here is the patrol operations area. Like I said, this is generally an area where very little, the general public will rarely come into. This is where the officers on a day-to-day basis will be operating. And here's the sergeant's offices. There'll be cubicles in there. Each of the sergeants will have a cubicle from which to work out of, and keep their files, their records, their cases, and everything else. This is the officers, will be the officers' report writing area. There'll be actually 6 workstations down each side here, and then a big table in the middle that's got all the forms and packages on it, and then just supplies and everything here. 2 restrooms. And then here's where the officers will get their mail every day. They'll come in, their mailboxes. There's a computer workstation here, so those that don't have offices or desks can get on and check email, things like that. Then we'll come back to this in a second. Here's a break room for the officers, or for the whole department, essentially.
Wow, this is, they're looking forward to this one.
They do. We don't have one now. We just got a little nook. And there'll be vending machines in here and, and things.
Very nice.
A couple of tables.
Sure.
And this is the briefing room. This is where they begin and end their shifts, essentially. They'll come in here, and this is one of the things that we can do in here now that we couldn't do in the old station. One of the reasons we have a shift briefing is so we can bring the oncoming officers up to date with what happened before them, and we can also inform them of things that we have been hearing or we're looking into or whatever. We'll be able to, there'll be bulletin boards and different things all over these walls here. They will be able to we'll be able to put information up in here about suspected drug activity, about suspected criminal activity, people that are wanted, people that are suspected in different things, along with that information, so that they can come in and get fully briefed every day as to what's going on. Right now we can't really do that because the room we would use to do that is also the room we interview people in. And so, you know, you can't, a lot of that stuff, you don't want it out in the general public because it's just suspicions. It's not proven facts in many cases. So this is the room where it all starts for the patrol officers. And then in the back there, that's locked now. That will be the, through those doors behind us, just a storeroom where it's their armory for their firearms and radios and supplies to take out in the shift with them. So. And that's the employee entrance, as you can see, the way you came in. That's the way our employees will come in every day.
This is nice. What's this material?
I don't know. It's just wood that's carved or something, but I guess
I see, yeah.
I think they're going to paint it or something. I just saw that last week first time. I'm like, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. This room here is a state-of-the-art evidence processing facility. This is one of the main reasons we had to we built a new police station, was to be able to accommodate this. One of the ways that you know, physical evidence is becoming very critical to making convictions today and stuff. So the way that you collect it, package it, store it, and have it processed and everything is very critical to the successful outcome of cases. So patrol officers, also security of that evidence and found property is an issue for police departments. When, you know, when our officers pick it up, sometimes it's significant, valuable things. You know, it might be bags full of cash, it might be jewelry, it might be found property and everything else, might be weapons, you name it. We built a system that the officers can efficiently store it or book it in, and all the information, there'll be a computer here for them to attach labels, scan it in, it goes in. Now there's another one of these units that goes right here. They don't have it installed yet. It's called pass-through lockers. And what happens is you put the evidence into this here, and then when the officer puts it in, there'll be a label on here that says what locker it is, and they'll enter that in the computer. I put it in locker number such and such. As soon as the officer turns that, they can no longer get in there again. That evidence is sealed in there. Same thing with, we have the same thing for cold storage evidence, like rape kits, things like that.
Wow, yeah, okay? Sure.
Blood samples, whatever. Once it's turned, they can't get in it again, okay? Then only designated members of the department. Currently, we have an evidence custodian and an assistant custodian. Those two employees will have access to the back room, which will go around that way.
Right.
And this room has 3 different levels of security on it. So they're going to have to put in a keypad, swipe their card. They're going to have to be verified on the camera.
Wow.
And then the final thing, believe it or not, we insisted on, they're going to have to get out. It's not installed yet. They're going to have to put a key in a deadbolt and open the dang lock. So, you know, somebody can get their code, get their card, and maybe make their face look like them, but if they don't have the key, they're not getting in.
Got it.
This room is secure. This is the back side of the locker. Evidence pass-through. What will happen here is the officers, the evidence custodians, they'll come in here in the morning. Whenever they come in, they'll open it up. Now they'll be able to remove whatever evidence it is that's in here. And then once they do, they just pull this little lever, and that now opens the front for the next guy to come in. And then there's, they'll remove it. Same with this stuff here. They can just take it out.
Yep.
And then they come in here. They depends on what has to be done with it. Some of it has to be packaged up, sent off to the state crime lab. Some of it has to be just put in storage downstairs. Some of it might have to be processed here before we can put it, send it to the crime lab. And downstairs you'll see some of the stuff for doing that. But they will book it into the computer. They'll assign it to the storage place. Then they'll put it on this dumbwaiter, which will go downstairs.
Okay.
Okay?
And this is going to be tight. I mean,
This is tight. Yeah, this will be
There's
sealed.
another one there.
There's another one that goes
Right.
next.
So there's
I think,
no
over here.
opening.
No, none whatsoever. There's no way to get from that room into here. As a matter of fact, the ceiling goes all the way up to the hard ceiling in there.
gotcha.
So there's no way to get in here from there. So we'll take a break from that part. We'll go back into the lockup.